What's up, everybody? Your boy Jacob, Pick Management here, back with betting royalty, the Prince of Picks, Payam, off another stellar night. Payam, say hello to the people and let them know how your night was.
Hey, yeah, what's going on, everyone? Had a little bit of an off night, relatively speaking, to where we've been for this week. I did go 3-5, and was it 3-4? Sorry, 3-4 in my picks. So just one game under 500, one pick under 500, but overall, we're still profitable for the week. Still profitable for the show. Like Jacob has alluded to before, regression comes for everyone. If we got every pick right, we'd all be millionaires. So it happens, but looking forward to getting back into it tonight. There's a few lines tonight that I'm really hyped about getting into. I feel really good about, and I'm looking forward to getting into them tonight.
Right on. We are still up over 20 units the last 7 days. The only free 7-day-a-week NBA betting show that is cashing tickets all the time like this. So we are going to dive into this Thursday slate and give you our best bets and get you guys out of here. So Payam's going to start and let them know what you're on tonight.
Yep. All right. So first up, we're going to head to Toronto, where the Raptors are hosting the Chicago Bulls. For this one, I'm going to go Chicago Bulls money line, minus 130. And I'm also going to take Nikola Vucevic over 30.5 points and rebounds. That's at minus 110. And the Bulls money line is at minus 130. The Raptors, they're in tank mode. They're in full-on tank mode. They just traded away Pascal Siakam. Obviously, they traded away OG Anunoby, about a week ago. And they were a bad team even with those two players. So now without them, this team is just getting worse and worse. And it's pretty clear that they're tanking on this season. And you have to wonder if they're even done making moves. They really don't have any much of assets left on the team, but when you're in tank mode, I think nothing's off the board. So they might not even be done making moves for the trade deadline. But I'm all over the Bulls here. No Jakob Poeltl tonight. No Otto Porter Jr. for the Raptors. And Drummond is questionable to play for the Bulls. So with all those three factors in mind, I think Vucevic could be in line for a huge game tonight. And so I'm going to definitely hammer his over 30.5 points and rebounds. I think he could very well get that. There's really no competition on the other side who's going to be able to stop him. So that's what I'm on for that one. Do you have anything for that game?
No, this is the one game I'm actually not on tonight.
Okay.
Toronto blowout last night against Miami, which was crazy. So I feel like this is a letdown spot for them. So I do like the Bulls. I do like the Bulls because of that, but I'm not going to take it officially. So
Okay, sure. All right, cool.
Moving on.
Okay, moving on. Going to Utah, where the Jazz are hosting the Oklahoma City Thunder. For this one, I am going game total over 245.5. That's at minus 110. OKC is top 5 scoring on the road. Utah, top 5 scoring at home. Most of these two teams, when they play, there's a lot of points, and especially when they play each other. So I'm all over the over in that. And I'm also going to take Josh Giddey over 14.5 points and assists. Now, here's my angle on this. I think most of us, if not all of us, are aware of the allegations that were made against Josh Giddey. If you're not sure, you're not aware, you can Google it. We're not going to get into that here. But basically, there has been a criminal investigation against him. It was released yesterday that investigation has now been dropped, and that the charges the case has been closed and the charges have been dropped. So the investigation is closed. And I think, you can say what you want about other things, but in terms of how that's going to affect him on the court, I believe that's going to be an emotional burden lifted off of him. I think now he's going to be able to focus more on basketball. And I expect him to have a big night tonight against a Utah team that is a suspect defensively to begin with. I love Giddey over 14.5 points and assists playing that angle. Do you have anything for this one?
Yeah, what was your first play, Utah OKC game over?
The game over, 245.5.
All right, so I am going to be on Utah plus 6 here. It's at plus 160, a little steep, but I think we're going to need it. A couple things here. Toronto, fourth game and fifth night. Last two on the road. Now going to elevation. We've talked about it before. Teams that have to do this, we kind of see them falter, and that's a lot of games in a short amount of time. Now playing in elevation is always tough. Utah's been on a roll. I do think this is going to be a really, offensive game back and forth. So I like the points. I also like Utah team total over 120.5. Like I said, I think it's going to be a battle. And because of that, I'm going to be riding Utah on their team total.
Sure. And I have a lean on SGA under on his points total, but I'm not going to make that official bet, but kind of alluding to the same reason that you just said. A lot of games in a short amount of time and playing in elevation. SGA dealing with a knee injury. That's could be a tough ask for him, but just a lean, not an official bet.
When it gets closer to game time, check the socials.
Yes,
absolutely. PrinceofPicks10 on all socials, and Pick Management.
Yep, we may end up making that official. So, all right. Finally, for me, we're gonna go to Sacramento, where the Kings are gonna be hosting the Indiana Pacers. For this one, I'm gonna take Sacramento team total over 125.5. That's at -135. The Kings are 7th in the league in scoring points at home, whereas the Pacers are 30th, dead last in the league, allowing points on the road. And so, I think the Kings, quite frankly, I think they're going to be pissed on how they blew that 20-point fourth quarter lead against the Suns on their last game. This is their first home game coming off of a 5-game road trip for the Sacramento Kings. So I think, this is some good home cooking for the Kings here is in order here. I think, the Pacers, this is their 3rd game of a 5-game West Coast road trip. So, Pacers might be feeling a little fatigue. Kings finally at home. I love their over 125.5. This team gets pretty lit with the crowd behind them at home. So, all over the 125.5. That's going to do it for me. What else did you have, Jacob?
Yeah, I have a couple plays for this game. My cousin actually has like courtside fucking season tickets to the Kings. He's all the games.
You know what? If there was ever
can't stand it. He posts these pictures, and I'm like, every time you go to a game, they fucking lose. I gotta tell him he's a mush. Get rid of your season tickets.
I gotta tell you, I digress. I am a Suns fan, but if there was courtside tickets that I would want to get, it would be the Sacramento Kings because that crowd and that environment. It's just it's lit, super lit, right? So
I am on the Sacramento team total over 127.5 too. I'm also going to be on Sacramento first half -2. The game's a little steep for me. I might jump on. Actually, you know what? I am going to make this game official. I'm going to buy it down 1.5 to 6, and I'll make that official just because injury concerns with Indiana, Halliburton, Mathurin, Nesmith, Pascal Siakam, Tobin, all those guys, game time decisions. Halliburton and Siakam probably are not going to be playing. And I think, not that they are great defensively, but Indiana has been playing better defensively recently. But without those guys on the floor, I feel like that team is just kind of lost. So that's why I'm going to be on heavy on Sacramento in this game. And then I'm also going to be on Minnesota team total over 113.5. No injury concerns for them. Memphis has quite a few guys out, guys that have been out for a minute, but still not a full team. Minnesota, lately they haven't been scoring a ton of points, but 113.5 is pretty low. I get Memphis is a little bit better defensively. They play a little bit slower. They have won 3 out of their last 5. They beat Golden State, Dallas at Dallas, Phoenix at Phoenix, and then they lost to New York at home. But I just think that this Minnesota team defensively is just on another level, and I think that they can put it on Memphis on their home court. So I'm staying away from the line here at 12. I just think the team total is going to be a little bit easier to hit at 113.5. And then I also have a couple plays on the Knicks. I'm going to be on the game over 234.5. We all know Wizards play no defense, tank city. They're going to let New York run, especially the Knicks at home, healthy. So I'm going to take the game over 234.5 because I see the Knicks getting to 130, and I think Washington can do their part to push it over. I'm also going to be on Knicks -10. I bought that down. I think they would get a double-digit win, but just barely. So, just for a little protection, I took it down to 10. That's going to be at -145 right now. And then I'm also going to be on New York team total over 123.5. I swear they're going to score over 130 in this game, easy.
Yep.
So
I'm 100%. Sorry.
I'm honestly, I killed
100% with you on
bet
that.
too.
100% with you on that. Yep.
Yeah,
Love it.
I saw all these games yesterday. Some of these teams, like in the first half, already have 60, 70 points, and you can still get the team total over like 125 live. I was all over a bunch of teams live yesterday that all smashed. So keep an eye on this in-game live too. If you can hit it again, that's gonna be my definitely play of the night. Is their team total over 123.5. So to review, Payam is on Bulls money line minus 130. Vooch over 30.5 points and rebounds. Josh Giddey over 14.5 points and assists. Utah OKC game over 244.5. Sacramento team total over 127.5. I am on Knicks team total over 123.5. Knicks minus 10. Knicks versus Washington game over 234. Sacramento team total over 127.5. Sacramento first half minus 2 and game minus 6. I'm also on the Jazz plus 6 and their team total over 120.5. And then lastly, I am on the T-Wolves team total over 113.5. That'll do it for the NBA betting insiders today. Payam, let the people know where they can find you.
Yes, sir. You guys can follow me on X and TikTok at PrinceofPicks10.
Right on. And I am Jacob at PickManagement across all socials. Make sure to check out the PickManagement Discord where you can get bonus plays from me, Soccer QAsh VIP, Payam. There's a great community in there, totally free to join. So make sure to check out the link for that. And again, this is the only free 7-day-a-week NBA betting podcast. And we will see you later.
It's all mathematics. Might be most definitely. It's simple mathematics.